The movie opened with a vast landscape surrounded by towering mountains. A young woman named Rory was mourning her daughter's death after burying her. Then, she got up and walked back to her cabin in the woods, holding a revolver in her hand. Inside, a picture of Rory's family revealed that she had once lived a happy life with her husband Connor, her daughter Maddie, and her father-in-law Otto. What had truly happened to them would be revealed as the story unfolds. Rory entered her daughter's room and hallucinated seeing Maddie panting in bed. When she turned her, Rory saw that Maddie had been infected with a deadly virus that would soon turn her into a Howler. Moments later, Maddie got up and attacked her mother. That's why Rory was forced to kill her own daughter. 2 years later, she was still haunted by the nightmare of that moment. Over the radio, a man announced that it had been nearly 4 years since the outbreak of the virus that turned the infected into Howlers, creatures like zombies. The Howlers had ravaged the hills and wiped out most of the animals they once hunted. Rory turned off the radio and stepped outside her makeshift house, where her father-in-law, Otto, sat on the steps. She told him she was going for a walk in the forest and then left. Meanwhile, a group of riders from the brutal GMA organization roamed the area. The group claimed to protect the remaining humans by sheltering them in their camps. But in reality, they held people captive and executed anyone who dared rebel. Elsewhere, a man named Noah was trying to escape from GMA officers chasing him on horseback. He managed to dodge them and reached his friend, who was waiting for him in the woods. His friend insisted that Noah ride off while he stayed behind to hold off the pursuers. The friend hid behind a tree and fired into the air to alert the approaching agents. Then he ran deeper into the forest, took cover behind a rock, and aimed at the armed riders. A fierce gunfight broke out between them. Though he was struck in the shoulder, he kept fighting. Eventually, an agent named Scout cornered him from behind and held him at gunpoint. Scout informed Logan, the head of the GMA, that she had captured one of the runners while the other had escaped north. Logan approached the man and demanded to know where his friend Noah was. When the man refused to reveal anything, Logan killed him, blowing his head off.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
Noah heard the gunshot and instantly realized his friend had been killed. Soon after, Logan and the other agents set out to search for him. Elsewhere, Rory sat by a river, preparing to end her life. Just as she went to end her life, she noticed a horse nearby and became momentarily distracted. As she approached, she realized the horse belonged to a GMA agent. A few steps ahead, she spotted a man lying unconscious on the ground. Pointing her gun at him, Rory nudged the body with her foot and turned him over, discovering a gunshot wound in his abdomen. The man was Noah, who had been injured while escaping from Logan and his men. Reluctantly, Rory picked up his backpack, lifted Noah onto the horse, and moved to her cabin. Meanwhile, Otto stumbled upon a brutally butchered body hidden among the bushes, eaten to bones by the Howlers. He immediately recognized the work of the Howlers. Near the body, he found a knife engraved with the name Henry. Otto pocketed the knife and quickly left the area before attracting unwanted attention. In the distance, he spotted 3 GMA agents on patrol and hid in the bushes. As he took aim, a distant howl echoed through the forest, prompting both the agents and Otto to flee immediately. Rory soon returned home with Noah and the horse. She gently laid the unconscious man in the barn, placing a cloth under his head for comfort. After locking the door from the outside, she went to her room and unzipped Noah's backpack out of curiosity. Inside, she found medical supplies and a small box containing an antidote to the virus. This was why Logan and his men were hunting Noah, since he had escaped their camp after stealing the antidote. Before nightfall, Otto returned home with his catch. While chopping the rabbits, he told Rory about finding the mutilated body of a runner named Henry and spotting several GMA agents near the river. Concerned, he advised her to stay hidden for a few more days. Rory then said she had something to show him and led him to the barn. There, she revealed the wounded Noah and explained that she had found him by the river and brought him home. Otto examined the man and asked if he worked for the GMA, but Rory admitted she didn't know. She then showed him the antidote she had found in Noah's backpack. Otto grew furious, scolding Rory for bringing danger to their doorstep. He explained that the GMA agents he saw earlier were undoubtedly searching for this man. Regaining his composure, Otto began preparing for Logan's arrival, convinced that he would soon come looking for Noah. Later that night, as heavy rain poured outside, Rory couldn't sleep. Restless and burdened by grief, she walked into Maddie's room, revealing that she still hadn't overcome the pain of losing her daughter. Rory flashed back to when Maddie was still alive. She had entered her daughter's room carrying a cake with a burning candle on top to celebrate Maddie's birthday. Rory asked her to make a wish and blow out the candle. Maddie wished for her father to come home. Rory gently told her that her father was away helping people infected by the virus. Suddenly, someone burst into the house, startling them both. Rory, trembling, told Maddie to stay in her room and went to check. When she stepped out, she saw her husband, Connor, standing there infected. Maddie ran toward him, but Rory caught her just in time, realizing that Connor had turned into a howler. Connor collapsed to his knees and vomited infected blood before lunging at them. In the chaos, Maddie became infected. Rory jolted awake from the haunting memory. She then peered out the window and noticed the unconscious man trying to unlock the door. Moving quietly, she snuck into Otto's room and pulled the keys from his pants pocket while he was sound asleep. Taking the keys and gripping Otto's rifle, she headed toward the shack. She unlocked the door, only to find that the man inside had disappeared. Soon, Noah rushed over and covered her mouth with his hands in order to prevent her from screaming. Just then, a howler lurked around the shack, startling both of them inside. Hearing the neighing of the horse, the howler tried to burst into the farm, but Noah bent over backwards to keep the howler at bay. Rory rushed over to help Noah, but she was grabbed by the howler instead. Finding no other way, Noah yelled at Rory to duck, and he quickly shot the howler in the shoulder, causing it to release her and run into the woods screaming. Afterward, Rory asked Noah who he was and why he was dressed like a GMA agent. Noah replied that he was not a GMA agent and asked Rory where his backpack was, as he had to leave right then. Rory took Noah to her house where his backpack was lying on a table. He checked the backpack and found the antidote inside. He then told Rory that he didn't have much time and needed to leave, but Rory advised him not to go as he was severely wounded. Before treating Noah, she asked him his name, to which Noah replied he was Noah, who asked her name in return. Rory replied she was Rory. She then patched his wound to prevent further blood loss. She asked Noah how he got Ivacron, the antidote to the virus. Noah answered that he broke into the camp and took it from there for his infected son. He added that if he didn't get the antidote to him before the painting started, his 8-year-old son named Leo would turn into a howler. Noah thanked Rory and started leaving for his house, but Rory tried to convince him that going out at that time would cost his life. Noah obeyed her, agreeing to stay till dawn. Scout spotted Rory's shack in the forest with 4 heat signatures, consisting of 3 humans and 1 large animal. She quickly informed Logan about it. Suspecting that Noah, the runner, might be hiding in the shack with the antidote, he set out to the shack irrespective of the night. Inside the shack, Noah was taken at gunpoint by Otto, who interrogated him about how he got inside. Meanwhile, Rory arrived and told Otto that she let him in. She added that Noah had a son who was infected 2 days ago, and Noah was just trying to get back to his son. Otto then asked Noah where his house was. Noah replied, it was Miller's flat on the other side of the forest. Noah coughed blood, revealing that he had air buildup in his chest that put pressure on his lungs, stopping Noah breathing. So Otto thought of making a passage for the air to escape. Hence, he lay Noah onto the table and in hopes of making a passage for the air to escape.
Good.
He successfully managed to pull off a makeshift operation on Noah and saved him. Outside, Logan had arrived and kept an eye on Otto's house from a distance. Inside, an alarm triggered as soon as Logan and his agents were detected by the surveillance camera, causing panic inside. Otto asked Rory to hurry out of the house with Noah and his horse, and in the meantime, he would keep Logan and other GMA agents busy. Before escaping, Otto gave a dosage of adrenaline to Noah to use in times of desperation. Afterward, he helped Rory and Noah escape from the back door. Otto bade a farewell to his daughter-in-law, asking her to go. Logan, Scout, and Brooks surrounded Otto's house, and meanwhile Otto stepped out with his shotgun. Making a long story short, Logan questioned Otto about Noah, asking him where he was. Otto replied there was no one in his house besides him, and his fallen son and granddaughter who lay rest in peace in their graves. Meanwhile, Brooks entered the barn while searching for Noah. Outside, Otto denied the fact that any runner came to him for help. He loaded his shotgun to threaten Logan and his fellas and asked them get off his property in the blink of an eye. Meanwhile, Noah killed Brooks, catching Logan's attention. Before long, Otto fired at Logan in the shoulder, but he was struck by a bullet fired by Scout, who rushed over to cover her master. Seizing the chance, Rory and Noah managed to escape by riding the horse. Logan went to sneak attack Otto from the back, leaving Scout to keep him busy from the front. Logan fired at Otto in the back from behind like a coward, seriously wounding him. Later, Logan killed Otto with a shock-giving device. Scout informed Logan that 2 bodies on horseback headed for the forest and Brooks died in the struggle. Logan then asked Scout to go with him to catch Rory and Noah, but Scout refused and told him that she couldn't be a part of this system anymore. Logan was angered by this and pointed his gun at Scout to scare her, but Scout advanced, signaling him to go ahead. Logan kept his shirt on and rode off for the forest to catch Noah alive in order to recover the antidote from him. Moments later, Noah got off the horse and asked Rory to return before dark, but Rory insisted on going with him, telling him that she couldn't save her daughter from her infected husband, and this guilt had been eating at her every minute of the day. So Noah gave her a spray to spray on her clothes so that the Howler couldn't identify her human scent. Meanwhile, Logan started firing at them from a long way off, forcing them to run into the woods to save themselves. However, Logan also chased them into the woods with his rifle. Rory and Noah hid behind a rock. Noah gave his backpack to Rory and asked to run through the forest till she made it to the river. Afterwards, she had to head north for 2 miles. There, she would find a valley where she would see a house with a red roof. There, she had to hand the antidote to his mother, who was looking after Leo. Rory obeyed him and moved to run into the forest, but before that, Noah told her that her daughter was lucky to have a mother like her. When Rory left, Noah took a dosage of adrenaline, obtaining a new life. He then misfired to mislead Logan, taking him away from Rory. At one point, Noah hid under a fallen tree and waited for Logan to show up. Logan was distracted by the howling sound, and Noah capitalized on this opportunity by shooting Logan in the hand. Then a brutal fight ensued between Logan and Noah. Noah almost popped Logan's eyes, but Logan reached out for a stick and stabbed Noah with it. He then got over Noah and tried to smother him to death, but Noah also managed to stab him with a knife. Adding insult to injury, Noah shocked Logan with his own device, disabling him. Noah picked up a gun and shot Logan in the head, killing him. Soon, a pack of Howlers emerged and feasted on Logan's body. Soon Noah was attacked by a female Howler lurking close by. Rory desperately ran as fast as she could to clear the woods, but tripped onto the ground in the process. She quietly got up and found a horde of Howlers ahead of her. Rory pulled out her gun and fired at the Howlers, but she had to flee when she was outnumbered. She took shelter under a broken tree trunk and put the liquid on her clothes to disguise herself as one of them. The ravenous Howlers tried to find her human scent, but couldn't find her hiding behind the trunk because of the misguiding scent. So they left empty-handed. Rory emerged from the hiding and carried on with her mission. Soon after, she was lunged at by a Howler who knocked her down in an attempt to make her one of them. Rory retaliated and ruthlessly crushed the head of the attacking Howler, killing him. She then retrieved her backpack and noticed that she had been bitten by the Howler in the arm during the strife. Now Rory had only 72 hours to get the antidote to Noah's son, and after that she would be transformed into a full-fledged Howler. Meanwhile, the Howlers showed up again, but they didn't harm her after sensing she was soon to be one of them and let her go. It was morning, and Rory began changing from inside. However, she continued to Miller's flat, and soon she found it far away. She approached the house and put the backpack on the threshold, then she softly knocked on the door. Seconds later, Noah's elderly mother answered the door by holding a rifle. Seeing the bag, Noah's mother asked Rory about her son, to which Rory replied in silence, revealing that her son was no more. Afterward, Rory returned to the forest and Noah's mother picked up the backpack only to find an antidote inside a box. Rory was sitting infected on a rock at a river and held a gun in her hand. Across the river, Rory hallucinated about her daughter playing with butterflies. Soon after, she began transforming into a Howler as her eyes turned red. She pointed the gun at her throat and ended her life.